Holla, what's up?
What's up, Anthony Hamilton, my celebrity life, Ge Holla.
Shout out to Ge Holla, reaching 1 million listeners on his podcast, My Celebrity Life.
What's up, Ge Holla? This your boy Genuine. Shout out to you.
I guess when it's like swimming. When you know you're jumping in the water, you know what to expect. I don't think much about it mentally. Other like when they're doing a delivery, I think that I'm looking more for if they're just doing it the correct way and believable. So it doesn't really affect me mentally because I know it's all just to tell the story. But sometimes when I'm editing now and I get into it, I find myself staring at the computer like this. And that's when I know I'm doing a good job because I don't capture myself. So then, yeah. So, but yeah, I don't really. It doesn't mess with me at all. I think that keeping everybody in their character and making sure they don't break character is my main focus.
So I'm kind of taking a break from all things that's like Black oppression in one way or another. I'm just gonna be honest with you right now, especially because I'm from Alabama. So we're gonna be completely honest and transparent. Alabama took all COVID money to make a prison system over I think it was like 2 point something million billion, and that's a whole straight to the pipeline system. And so not even just the males, it's the females, so young girls and young men in the state of Alabama, I tell them all the time because their first experience is within the school, and once you're labeled within the school system, a lot of times they pigeonhole you into going into the prison system here because they got to make their money. I think for me, even with people that come into Alabama, I now have to tell them, like, hey, remember, you in the South. And what that means is weed is not legal. They'll excuse some, but you have to be very clear on where you're at and how you're moving, especially like my cousins that come from up north and other things. Like even with my own child, who wasn't necessarily super aggressive, but got labeled that. And I had to, fight the system within itself, but like, hey, mistakes are mistakes. You're not going to label her as X, Y, and Z, and that's not going to be the detriment of her. And I think it is a scary feeling at the same time, because a lot of times you hear on social media, which I'm kind of glad it's a backlash sort of happening, where it's men and women always going back and forth about who is suffering the most, who has it worse, whether the Black woman or the Black men. But the reality is we all got it bad because we're not in a position of of the higher power to where the changes that we need to make are systematically. And so it is one of those things where it's always in the back of your mind. And even I have to tell some of my other colleagues from time to time, like, hey, you can go around with privilege. I can't. I'm always aware of my color, even if it is light. I'm always aware and where I'm going and how I'm going to be treated, especially in the backwoods. When I used to drive to Tallahassee, I done went back and forth with the police on a couple of things, and that 10 take you the drug trade, sex trade. I mean, without going into all the history, I just think overall it's always subconsciously in the back of your mind. But at some point, we have to decide that, okay, we're going to break all of these different systems. We're not going to do it for the money. We're not going to necessarily do it for the exposure. We're doing it to unify who we are, because honestly, we made the most. When listen, this about to go on public. I want to say we did better when we were segregated than we were desegregated, and because we actually were cohesive. Yeah, they bombed us. Yeah, they destroyed us. But we were literally trying to work for a common goal. Even if you got that people want interracial dating and all that stuff, we were trying to accomplish more. And I feel like that's what we're trying to get back to. That's why Black women are resting right now, 92%. Look. But that we always have to be on the same accord. Like, hey, I'm not going to just want to be the basketball player. I'm not going to want to just do this. I'm going to also want to be that judge. I want to be that doctor. I want to be the politician. I want to also be the teacher. Because if I want to raise up the next generation, I have to start with the generation that's around me and surrounding me.
Check this out, man. Man, I done been at the lowest, right? When I couldn't get away from nothing. And now that I'm out here in society, and have experienced some lows as well with highs, this is all I do. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. That's how I do. And I call my boy Rock, you know what I'm saying? And be like, Rock, look, man, this is going on with me, man. Talk to Rock a little bit. We get back in the groove and we back at it. That's just how I gotta go now, y'all. You can't play around with people out here You can't play around with your life out here. You got to take this thing so serious that when people see it, they gonna know that they can't come over here playing because it's too serious over there. If you're serious, you can get down. If you're not, then go head on, because we're trying to save not one soul, but we're trying to save many souls as possible that we can get in this world. You know why? Because when I needed somebody, nobody was there. And I know it's a lot of more people out here that need me, that need help just like I needed. That's why I stand on what I stand on now, man, you know?
With the Walk With Me movement, we got some things coming. I don't want to speak too much on it because we still putting some stuff in the works, but the Walk With Me movement is definitely going to be something outside of just the prison systems, but we'll be doing things in the community as well, you know, reaching out and you know, getting people to walk with us. It's more than just a movie, you know, it's a journey that we're building, and it's a lifestyle. And we're going to take it from here to the next 100 years. People still be saying, walk with me. And before you know it, there'll be a Million Man March going on in front of the White House, the whole Walk With Me movement. You know, one thing I did experience with Shawn going, you know, building this movie is, you know, I watch him go through some ups and downs, some goods and bads, but he did actually, like what you seen in the movie, sitting down talking to Cash in the therapy office. That was a recap from something that he had to go through. You know, he sat down and was able to, you know, reach deep into his soul and free, you know, himself. But what I think that they woke up was a humble, aggressive, in a good way, beast. You know, you didn't find somebody that you can beat down and hold down. You found somebody who believes in themselves, that know they're ready, that wants the world to see them not only in the light that they stand in, but to build a light for the world to all shine in, and do it humbly from his heart. So that's what also, it was beyond just a script. You know, Shawn's my brother. You know, we get along well. You know, like he say, he'll call me. Sometimes I call him, and it's beyond just the movie with us. You know, it's a movement, and it's a brotherhood. It's a connection. You know, it's a family. And New Magic Productions, you know, like, it's all about creating new magic. You know, and when we think about stars, you know, the only way they can get to where they once had to start out a new little magic, like we was, a little magic, and then now they were able to shine. So that's what we're all about, is finding, you know, these little stars in the sky. You know what I'm saying? These little new magics, and creating something different. So it's not always about being a big star to work with me. If you got skills, I work with you. But if you got no skills, got black hairs only, black hairs only.
Hey, you know what though? I'm about to nominate somebody for you to work with on your campaign and walk with me. We got Kimmy D right there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see she's very educated. You know, she speak well. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you need that feminine principle part of your. There she is right there. What's happening, Kimmy D? You ready to be the spokesperson? What's going on?
Listen, you know, I'm always ready to talk about the Black experience.
And you know, it's not about men. If you look at Walk With Me, we got everybody in there. You know, we got all nationalities, all colors, all race, all forms of sexual, whatever you deal with. You know, we don't discriminate. You know, we're about, you know, we're all human. You know what I'm saying? And if you can do it, you're there. You know, we don't want to get into a big topic about that world, but however, you're welcome here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're all, you know, like-minded individuals here. Just keep your business at home when you're your business. And, you know, when you come here, you know, you definitely got a place to call home.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can't hold you all too much longer. Could you let the people know what platforms to watch it on, and what's your social media, how we can follow you and things like that?
You can actually check out Walk With Me on Apple TV. It's on Tubi. I know Shawn will do a better job closing out than I would, but I definitely would tell you guys, check me out on Instagram at Roxy Carvel. That's ROXE. Don't put a Y on my name. So Roxy Carvel, and everything's Roxy Carvel or New Magic Productions. Yo, what's up? This your boy RK of New Magic Productions, and right now you are watching My Celebrity Life with Kimmy D. Jill.
My social media is genre, GENRE_THA director. And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook under Shawn Holiday. And also you can find Walk With Me on Prime Video, Tubi, TVEI Network, and also Apple TV. It's genre, GENRE_THA director.
Absolutely. I'm satisfied with it, man. This is a great interview, man. I love y'all energy. I can see I would love to do this again, man, whenever you guys have the time. Would love to have us on, and y'all have other topics, always reach out to me, include me. And, sometimes if you guys would love to have me on, I can come on and talk about some other topics and stuff as well. I love to educate people in the film world as well. So if you ever need a director to come on and talk to your community about that, I'm your man.
Hey, y'all check this out. Hello, world. Peace and blessings to you all. I'm on my celebrity life right now. I'm Shawn Holiday. I'm also a director, actor, community activist, and you can find my film Walk With Me on Tubi, Apple TV, Prime Video, and also TVEI. And once again, I'm on my celebrity life. Y'all take it easy. Love y'all.